What's up, everybody? Welcome to the show, True Guidance, where we're giving true guidance to the lost, misguided, and those seeking to make less mistakes in life. I'm here with Anthony Stewart and my lovely wife, Amy Rivera. What's up, guys? How you feeling? How's everybody doing?
Oh, I'd like to start off by saying I just feel honored to be sitting here with actor.
Model.
Here we go.
Who'll be in a commercial tomorrow. Yeah.
I gotta set my game up.
The rich guy. Now, at the same time, I'm honored to be sitting across from the marvelous, all-world, too smooth, star-studded superstar Amy Rivera, who had people crying last night at her event on the floor. They couldn't handle it. Like, oh my God, yes!
I feel like I'm the mother of dragons.
Oh, damn! Danny, all right. What's up, Danny? All right.
You just gave me that long time.
Hold on.
Disclaimer, we're only on season 3, so we don't know anything else, but so far, the Mother of Dragons is dope. We're talking
You know
about
her
Game of Thrones.
long intro, and then she's like, "I am the mother of dragons."
I'm Anthony. That's it.
He's the real talent on the show,
Yeah,
y'all, right
right.
here.
Yep.
This dude.
Yeah, right.
Yep.
But we are coming at you guys. Last episode, man, it was awesome. We spoke on pride versus humility, and we spoke on, how they affect and impact the 5 key areas of your life. And today's topic, we're going to transition into fear.
Anthony, break it down real quick.
Are you
False.
afraid? Are you afraid right now?
False. False.
False.
Expectations appearing real.
False expectations appearing real. I like that.
I love that.
Fear.
Fear.
You
I
made
like
it up
that.
in your head most of the time.
Right.
That is true.
Most of the time when we are afraid, we're mentally time traveling.
Fear is not real.
Hold on. We time traveling into an imagined future, expecting something that ain't even real yet.
Right.
Lights go out. Oh my God, I can't see. Okay, and I'm gonna die because the lights went out. What the hell is going on? Oh, my boss is mad. I'm about to get fired. I know I'm gonna get fired. I'm gonna get fired today. Mm-hmm. Fear. Like, you're not even there yet. You know you're gonna get fired. Now, if you
really
received
not.
a text saying you're fired,
Right.
you
Don't
know.
pass the fear.
Yeah.
It's reality.
But
Right.
you on your way. Anyway, we're about to get into all that. My fault.
No, it's...
Yeah, I mean, that's the first question, y'all. What is fear? And I think we kind of started touching on it. It's an imaginary feeling that's not really real. Now, there is, don't get it twisted, there is a very important reason to have fear, but it is tied into our survival nature, right? When we first way back in the day, fear was what kept us alive, making sure that your senses are on point. Is there a lion over there in whatever, trying to survive, so that's where fear kicks in. Our brains are wired to keep us alive and to help us survive. So that's where that natural sense of fear comes in. So
I kind of feel like this is a Games of Thrones podcast. The fear of the lion.
The lion.
the lion, hey, but so let's drill down into that. Good fear versus bad fear. What's the difference?
I don't think there is a good or bad fear. Fear is just fear. And we use it in a certain way, or we perceive it in a certain way that makes it either helpful or destructive, for us.
go.
So one of the ways that I define fear too is imagining the worst case scenario and then reacting to it as if it's real. Right? We sit there and just mentally, I know the negative is going to happen. So when you start putting all these images of death in your mind, your body is designed to stay alive. It's designed to live. So it's just a defense mechanism that, if it's about to go down, let's get ready. So you got the butterflies and stuff like that. And when we start feeling it, our palms get sweaty and we don't know what that means or what to do with that. And like one of the things I used to do when I was going to do a tournament, martial arts, right? Or engage in a different business or something huge. If I didn't feel nervous or something like that, it'd throw me off. Like, something ain't right here. Am I too overconfident? Am I too? I want the senses heightened. That means everything's, all right, we all on deck now, right?
Right, yeah, everybody's
Internally, all right, we here, we ready to go? What we get ready to do now? If that's not there, that means part of me is sleeping.
Right.
And I can miss something and, get harmed. But we just have allowed, I think, things like TV and whatnot with horror films and people going, boo, I got you, and changing the whole dynamic of fear and playing with that defense mechanism like it's a toy, like it's a joke, and using it in such a way that we no longer can connect with what that mechanism really is. I don't even like the word fear at this point because what it means. I'm afraid of the dark. I'm afraid of the boogeyman. You know what I mean? I'm afraid what's going to happen if, I got somebody charging towards me now and I need to be on point. Or if I have a situation, a meeting that I need to go into and be on point because people in here are trying to give a certain view that's going to counter mine and possibly get me fired or something like that. So I want to be acute and on point. That's not what it is now. It's, I heard a sound. I should duck under the table, maybe crawl in the corner. Protect me. Some weirdo stuff. Anyway, that's where I'm coming from with that.
What about you?
I agree with Anthony. I don't think there's a good or a bad fear. Fear is fear. I also agree with him. If you ever get to the point where you're not nervous or your palms aren't sweaty or your senses aren't heightened, then the part of you is not fully, there's a part of you missing. You're not fully there. And you don't want to be overconfident. You want to be humble as the best you can be, but you want to make sure you know what you're doing. So I think that fear checks you sometimes, like Anthony said. And I also agree with, we're afraid of everything, like the lights going out. That's so, why? How did that even become an issue to be fearful of the dark? Mm-hmm. Like, where did that stem from?
The boogeyman. Boo.
Right. We created it.
I scared you, yeah.
We created it. So, and I think if you use fear in a positive way to motivate you and keep you grounded and keep you level-headed to see where you're going, then it's good to have just a little bit of it. But if you use it for every time you turn the corner, you're afraid of what's going to happen. I hear people say, I just don't want to do that. I don't, I might get hurt. Well, you can get hurt stepping outside your house.
Yeah.
You can get hurt going in the car or going to the grocery store.
Get into the bathtub.
Get in the bathtub. So jump out of a plane. Live your life. Mm-hmm. Don't be fearful of the what ifs. You could die, possibly, but you could die getting in your car, going to the store to get avocados.
But what about people who are afraid to...
Getting avocados.
Hey, I'm afraid of avocados. I'm allergic to them.
I love avocados.
That don't change my allergy. People that have diseases, disabilities, afraid to be seen, afraid to go outside, overweight, little tubular. I can't take off my shirt. I can't go to the beach. Beach can be a beautiful thing, but you can't. Why can't you go to the beach? People will see me. I'm afraid that people will see me and laugh at me. We've already created a storyline. You know how many fat people I've seen at the beach? Right. I couldn't make a difference between the ball they had. They walking east, west, pillowcases for socks. Hold on, them people don't care.
But do you even remember them?
Only that they were round and they were there. But who they are?
Who they are.
Who cares? When you're at the beach, everybody's there relaxing.
Or the pool, same thing.
Right.
Same thing.
Same thing. That's like, I lived in fear for over 10 years, hiding my disease. And that was the most miserable 10 years of my life. The moment you let go of that fear is the moment you feel freedom and you live.
How much energy did you put in hiding?
Oh.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I put a lot of energy into hiding. I put in countless amount of hours on how to figure out how to hide. And it was all for nothing, except for self-destruction.
Ain't that crazy?
Yeah, but we all do it.
Yeah, I know. Not saying you. I'm just saying that's
we all do it.
The amount of mental hours we put in. Hold on, creative. We getting creative, entering into a divine thought to be like, well, how can I construct hiding?
And we create this whole image of ourselves that's not even true to other people that know how they see us.
Exactly.
So the fear, we manifest a monster within ourselves because of fear. a monster that people don't even see.
Mm-hmm.
We see it because we manifested it out of fear.
Mm-hmm.
And if we would have taken that energy and put it into something bigger and better than us and embrace who we are, we would have been happier a long time ago. And we wouldn't have had all this lost energy on negative stuff. We would have had a powerful presence in providing positive energy. And then people, when they see that you are positive energy and you're not fearful, they take some of that from you. They say, well, if he or she can do it, I can do it. And so you have a bigger presence and a more powerful walk in your purpose, whatever it is, if you don't follow fear and stop hiding.
Follow fear.
Yeah, people
A lot of
follow
us
it.
are following fear. Fear is like a god.
Some people it is.
Ooh. We follow fear.
That's like how, we're trying to state it's natural to have the fear. We're not trying to say don't feel fear, because that's impossible. It's natural. It's human nature to feel it. But we're making it clear that you should absolutely not let fear govern your life. Don't follow fear.
You should govern it. And like what Anthony said, use it, respond to fear in a positive way, not in a negative way. So he responded to fear. He recognized it when his palms were sweaty. He recognized it when maybe his heart was just a little fluttered, because he then said, okay, this is real. It's game time.
Yeah.
Not, I can't do this. I need to go home. And,
Yeah, exactly.
You respond to it positively, not negatively.
What they say, fight or flight.
Fight or flight.
But we put a lot of flight stuff in our head, unnecessary.
Sure do.
So I like to say, stop watching all those horror films that you watching.
Yeah.
I mean, get you 1 or 2 in there every other now
Can I
and
just
then. But what's up,
stay away from Stephen King's It? That scares me.
man?
You
Hold
want
on.
to talk about fear? I don't even want to take a shower by myself.
Hold on. I had to make, like I said, literally all of that is comedy. It's not a good idea to watch a horror film with me, because I'm laughing. As soon as I see
that makes me feel comfortable.
What is this one creature in Insidious? You all ever seen Insidious?
Yeah.
Did you see the nails on that thing? I was like, I know how to make him afraid. Give me a nail file. Give me some nail clippers. I have him running all around me chasing with a big pair of nail clippers.
What about the girl on the ring?
Oh.
If that woman will go take a bath. Are you serious? Get that hair out your eyes. You can't even see where you going.
What about them crazy looking people that crawl on the ground?
Oh, you talking about the ones that be breakdancing? The niggas breakdancing? Like, dang, they cold. You see how they did that move? They got that long.
Like, how long did it take them to learn that move?
It's funny.
Are they double jointed?
It's funny.
That is hilarious.
But
I like that other people get excitement
yeah.
out of things like that, but there's other things, because you said it's natural. That fear thing is natural.
Right.
It's there to be used.
Right.
So sometimes people's like, I want to feel that. They don't even know why they want to feel it. So they go to a horror film. I want to be scared. Halloween. Let's turn the lights out. Let's do something scary. Let's go into this one area of the woods, late at night, so I can feel something that's natural that you should be using. But since you're not making use of it, your subconscious is like, okay, we're going to have to use it some kind of way. Let's use it over here. And you use it over there, and now you condition yourself to become afraid of useless, silly things.
Right. Right. Like I said, it's fear is it's programmed into our minds. We have to rewire our brains to govern fear, and only allow it to impact us how it's healthy to let it impact us. Like, if you're in fear for your life, you're in a fight or, something like that, then, hey, yeah, the fear is there. It's waking you up. It's real. You need to pay attention to what's going on.
Exactly.
But when you start, like you said, time traveling in your mind and imagining a whole bunch of stuff, and you're fearing, like now, like if it's really here and happening now, and, you're just destroying opportunities in your life. You're tearing yourself up. And that's definitely not what we want to be doing.
They say one of the most fearful things on the planet is what?
What?
Public speaking.
Ah!
That terrifies people more than
Anything.
That's true. I do announcements at my church, right? I do, I get up in front of the whole congregation on Sunday and, give the church announcements. And I remember the first time that they asked me to do that, it was like I was terrified. And my heart's beating fast, my palms are sweaty, I got to read this whole page, and I'm nervous about jumbling my words, this, that, or the other, whatever. And really, all that needs to be done is the people need to be able to understand what you're communicating. It's not that deep, but I made it so much more in my head out of fear than what it actually was. And now I do it all the time, and it's nothing. It's just like, hey, I'm just speaking to my people. This is what's going on. You know, like it's just funny how I was so fearful at first, and now it's nothing. And
he was so fearful. He was like, "This isn't my job. This is yours."
yeah, you the one that speaks. You're the speaker.
They didn't ask me.
They didn't ask me to do it.
You should do this.
So what do you do for public speaking?
So I enjoy being having that fearful moment because, like you, I use fear for the positive energy. When I first started public speaking, it was terrifying. And I had to speak in front of my public speaking coach is Fred Miller, and he taught a class at Merrimack College. And so my first time really getting up and speaking was in front of like 20, 25 students. And I had to come up with a whole speech and a PowerPoint. And if I wanted to use a PowerPoint, it was my first time ever doing this. And I was fearful. I was, nervous, but I get into the zone where I see nothing but it's tunnel vision, and I'm so laser focused that fear motivates me to perform well. And then afterwards, I'm exhausted. I feel like I worked 8-10 hours because of the excitement inside. Like last night when I gave this speech, when I came home, I was wiped out, and I felt like I put in a week's work. Well, I have been preparing, but I was mentally, physically exhausted because of that fear turned into adrenaline. And I used it to be in my zone. And, it's funny because today when I was on the interview with the journalist from Germany, she asked me if I've ever been fearful of anything I've ever done, because everything she has seen from me, I'm a true leader. And I said, well, I've been fearful of many things, but I don't allow it to stop me. I'll hear no's, I'll hear I can't do this, and I'll hear, I'm being defeated before I even started. I'll hear all these things, and then I just tune it out and say, okay, you tell me I can't, I'm going to tell you how I can. And I use that fear as, you're not going to stop me. And even naysayers, they say, you can't do this. Oh, well, you just motivated me even more. I'm going to show you. So I don't focus on anything that I can't see. So if I can't, I don't use it as a distraction. So if I say, I'm going to be on TEDx, guess what I'm going to do?
That's what's up.
I'm going to be on TEDx. You can all tell me whatever, but I am not looking at you and I'm not hearing you. And that goes for fear too. So fear, even myself, you're not good enough to be on TEDx. You're not this person. You don't have a brain to show people. You don't have a physical, like a real brain. This lady had a real brain on TEDx. It was quite interesting. And I watch all these TED Talks, and I analyze them, and then I see how I can do better. And then I look at it, and as soon as that fear comes in, or that naysayer, that inner villain of yourself says, you can't do this. I'm like, well, they're normal people. They did
inner villain.
Inner villain. What did I say?
Oh, we got it.
Yeah. So I
think it was
said,
Villian or something that you
whatever
said.
I said.
Villian. Give it an extra eye.
Because you're an actor now, you got to critique
Oh yeah,
me.
he's a really big star.
No.
Yeah. So, you gotta critique me. So I don't listen to it. I don't listen to it.
That's what's up.
So, but
That is what's up.
I use fear as a motivator.
It's excellent. So let's transition into the part of the episode where we really want to give guidance, the true guidance to people about fear, and enlighten them on how fear can impact specifically the 5 key areas in life that we focus on this podcast. So going in first with health. How can fear impact your health?
Why did that cut?
Did
Don't
it?
forget that point. Yeah, it did. Why did it cut? Battery was good. How long were we talking for? Wow.
What happened?
The battery all of a sudden died down. I hate that. So, guess what? We're still going audio.
Okay.
We're fine.
We still got audio. Okay.
So if I look over to a camera that's not on, don't trip. All right.
All right.
I like it.
So we're going to go to the point in the show now where we are going to give true guidance on the 5 key areas of life.
Okay.
And what we're going to talk about first is health. How can fear impact your health?
Who's starting off?
Anybody.
Ladies first.
Oh, I knew you were going to say that.
Wait a minute, wait. Maybe I should go first because you have the big thing at the end. No, she does. She got the sheesh.
What are you talking about?
She gonna say, "What am I talking about?" Something like that. When it comes to health, people look with that from where I'm at. People are afraid to go to the doctor, and that's crazy as hell. You need to get checked out. You need to get. You need to be seen by somebody that professionally engages health. They can be holistic, but you need to go see somebody. If you're just waking up going, "Well, I feel good today." You know how many people died yesterday who felt good the day before or felt good that morning? Heart attack, whatever, this, that, and the other. Go get checked out. Find out what, blood pressure, if you got any forming aneurysm, anything. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you might just need a massage, muscles, tension, stress. We don't know. But if you don't go to somebody to see, then you're going to end up in a situation. And we will try to hide that fear under, I can't afford it. You know what I mean? It's like there's so many other ways to pay for things out here. We pay for tennis shoes, we pay for certain cars, we pay for houses, we pay for vacations, we pay for kicking it at the theater, we pay for a lot of things out here. So it's not that you can't necessarily pay for it or afford it. You're choosing not to because it doesn't bring you as much joy.
Right.
That fear and hidden fear under I can't afford it or I don't want to hear what they have to tell me, about me. Because then what if they tell me I got cancer? Now I got to go get chemo and all my hair is going to fall out and I'm going to die and ball up in a corner in a pile of ash and blood. And everybody will laugh at my ashes and blood. No, I'm being crazy with the exaggeration.
That's what you think, though.
Your mind is gone. Because you make no logical sense not going to see some type of health professional. So fear in the zone of health is one of the ways that
I totally agree with that. I totally agree. And that's exactly what they do. They have themselves dead before they even saw the doctor. And if they did have cancer, it could be at stage 1 where their lives could be saved. And by the time they decide to go, it's stage 4. Fear it kills everything, literally and physically sometimes. It kills everything. And it stops you from getting what you want on the other side. It's right on the other side.
So anything that you'd like to add in for health specifically, how fear can impact your health?
Well, I agree with everything Anthony said. I don't allow fear to impact my health at all because I've been fighting for my health since day 1.
Wow.
So I've never had a fearful, I was the opposite of being fearful. I went to every doctor. I fought every healthcare professional. I demanded questions. I demanded blood work. I demanded CAT scans. I demanded everything because I wanted to know what was going on with me.
I got you.
And but there are people who do not pay for healthcare because they don't want to know what the answer is.
Yeah.
I agree with it.
I'll say this so far as with fear too. Fear is a mental thing that triggers the adrenaline and whatnot and blah, yada yada yada. But it's a mental thing. Your mental thing can kill your physical.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Fear can kill you physically and mentally. Because if you allow it to kill you mentally, it's going to kill you physically.
And fear can kind of go into that whole anxiety bit. And you got many people with that worry and anxiety, and they're doped up on medication, and it's all
your mental will break you down. Fear.
Listen to Anthony. Go get a massage.
Yeah.
Massage the fear out. Relax.
Yeah. Relax.
So with your journey with lymphedema, how has fear played a factor in health for you?
I've never been fearful.
That's what she was saying. It
never been fearful.
She needs something else because
that doesn't affect me or faze me.
There's certain things that don't affect or faze you. You're not fearful of. It's all of us. We got certain zones.
Right.
Have you ever been in a position where you've been fearful with your health, with anything else that you've dealt with other than lymphedema? No,
even when I had the melanoma tumor, I was not fearful. I have never dealt with fear in my health. When I felt the knot in my leg, I knew immediately it was a tumor. So I Went to the doctor. I said, I need you to get a CT scan. I need a PET scan. I need this, and this. Given a little nursing background, I kind of knew what to ask for. And of course, they try to give me the roll around of, well, we have to wait for approvals, insurance approvals. And I don't have time. We need to do it today, is what I said to him. And a week later, I was diagnosed with a melanoma tumor that had to be removed in my leg because it was cancerous. And a couple weeks later, I had it removed. And then, to me, it's like you need the information so you can plan your future. Now, if they told me it was a stage 4, I needed to plan my future. How was this going to affect my daughter? But when I went in there and I said, look, I don't have time to be sick. I have a new child, 1-year-old. You need to tell me what I need to do. Tell me what I need to do so I can be healthy. Or tell me what I'm going to do if I'm going to die, so I need to know how to plan it. I just don't fear health problems because I've always dealt with them since I was born. I've always had health problems. So I'm calloused.
Resilience to health issues. Now, haven't you, outside of that, didn't you experience a different second episode with cancer as well?
Yeah, but
you survived that? You want to speak on that a little bit?
It is what it is. It was just a minor thing. I mean, I have the chromosomes. I have the cells. I have, health-wise, genetically, I'm terrible. I get it from my mom's side of the family. I'm genetically...
Well, I'm saying for the listeners to hear what you experienced, what you survived.
I didn't experience anything. I went in there and said, what do I need to do? Same situation.
In terms of fear, I think a lot of it, man, too, has to do with us passing our fears on to other people. Our concepts and perception of what a particular disease means to us, to that other person that has it. You know what I mean? Some people hear cancer. Oh my God, you got to stop. You need to do this. You didn't do that, this, that, and the other. And if they see you respond with, well, yeah, let me go to the hospital. Let me get this checked out. I'm going to do this, that, and the other. They may take your response as fear when you're just being thorough.
Right, I'm just being thorough.
You know what I mean? So,
right.
And some people also want to feel as though you're afraid. They need that because they're afraid.
Right.
Of...
Yeah,
no telling what they may have heard. And so, what they say, misery loves company.
Right.
So if I'm afraid, I want you to be afraid in a similar situation. So we'll inadvertently pass that fear, or try to pass that worry and concern and that negative vibe or concept over to somebody else. Not necessarily like you, well, I'm going to go try to figure out how to make them feel afraid today. No. It's a real subtle thing. You know what I'm saying? Well, weren't you afraid, Anthony?
Oh, yeah.
When this happened?
Yeah.
It's like, no, I knew I had to do certain things, but afraid of it? Afraid me, like, it's not God. If God wants me to die, I'm dead.
That's how I looked at it.
If God doesn't want me to die, then it's on whoever else or whatever, whatever. I don't have nothing to do with that, because you're not going to outpower God. I know I don't want to get too far from the faith thing, but I believe that through and through. So why worry like that?
Right. That's the way I looked at it. And I was told I was being unrealistic. When someone was like, aren't you afraid of, the outcome? No. I need to do this, and this. And they said, well, you're really unrealistic about this. No, actually, I'm being very realistic. I'm doing what everyone should be doing.
Yeah. Their view of realism is different because of their fears throughout life of a variety. There are people who will see a bee and, go complete nuts over a bee. They saw one, but their mind references, I remember a time when I got stung and something happened to me and I couldn't breathe and this, that, and the other. Now, in their mind, I had an allergic reaction to a bee, so I cannot be stung by a bee. Okay, but at the time, how old were you when this happened? And what exactly happened? And if you dig and peel back the layers, you'll find that, okay, they were a child, they got stung, it hurt. So that's the marker they have in their head.
Right.
They panicking. Other people come around and go, oh, you got stung,
Now you can't breathe.
Now you can't breathe. It had nothing to do with the dang bee.
Right. Right.
It all had to do with the atmosphere that was created around you that made you think, oh my God, you might die. And now you associate that with the bee. And if a bee stings me, that exact same thing will happen.
Instead of going to the doctor to get tested to see if you're allergic to
Find
bees.
out. You don't even know.
Exactly. Because you might be. You might not be.
I get stung by a bee. I had like a whole section of my arm like hard, formed like a boil. Big old boil on that bad boy. But I didn't die from the dang thing. Now I see bees, especially after my training over being in Japan. Because in disclaimer in case y'all don't know by now, I was in Japanese prison. Right. So check this out. One of the things they do, we'll be out working out on a little weight deck. They got this big open field area, right? In the Japanese prison. So you can walk and kind of try to stay mellow and shit, right? And all kind of weird insects that I've never seen before over there. It freaked me out, right? I'm like, dang, you see that spider? A banana spider. That's like, the middle part is this in the legs. You know, you're like, Anyway, when bees and stuff come around, and some people start running, prisoners and stuff like that, the guards come out and be like, no, calm down. Because they say the frequency that you're sending out to them before they even get to you is one of that you're going to attack them. They pick up on that and they sting you.
Makes sense.
So they say, calm down. And if it lands on you, all you gotta do is move your hand close, kind of like to shoo it away. And the bee will go away. It is the craziest thing. I now have no problem. Bees, wasps, anything. I'll just go up. If I saw one by you, I ain't gonna swing crazy at it because it's gonna take that wrong. But I'll move my hand and do like this. And just move it off to the side. And a wasp, bee, whatever, just move right off to the side.
Because they don't want to sting you. They want to.
That's not its objective.
Right.
You're not on its dang meal list of things it can consume.
Right.
That's a weapon to fight off danger.
That goes into fear.
It goes into fear.
So if we're sending those frequencies to insects, what kind of frequencies are we sending to each other?
Exactly.
Very good. Very, very good. Something to definitely think about.
Yeah.
Let's transition over to wealth, business,
on that
finance.
note, I gotta go to the bath. No, I'm messing with you.
That's a whole inside joke.
I'm joking.
But wealth, business, finances. How can fear impact your wealth, business, or finances?
Well, first off, if you don't face it, it can impact you negatively. Like, I don't want to balance my checkbook because I know how much money I don't have. Or I want to just keep spending instead of looking at what I have in my bank account because I don't want to face what I don't make.
Make the situation worse.
Make it worse. So then I continue to shop to make myself feel better. But I'm fearful of
Credit card bill sky damn
high. Right.
Well, you even think we ain't coming back from that one.
Right.
Your bill is up there.
It's going to take like 13 years to pay this off in this minimum
Forget
payment.
a house. You paying off that credit card bill.
Right.
So.
Right. But that's one negative aspect of it.
So that's a big one.
I know for me, I used to worry a lot about bills and stuff, especially after I got out of the lockup, right? Because I didn't have any marketable skills at the time other than killing people, so that wasn't going to really transition well out in life. So I was like, okay, what am I going to do? So I'm like on every penny, every piece of fruit that I sold on the street, every nickel is like, I don't want to lose it. I don't want to lose it. I was you panicking, and I was trying to hold it so much, like I didn't even want to put it in the bank. Man, I used to go get socks and stick the money in socks and stick them in the closet. It was crazy, you know what I'm saying? And it's something because I keep saying y'all look over there, that's throwing me off.
They're
no.
doing
You're
just a walkthrough showing people.
Okay.
Sorry.
So when I had this whole big thing of losing money, and so two people that helped me to deal with that fear I had of I won't have money. Like if I let the money I got go, I won't have any. One person, they said, well, dude, it's called currency. It flows. You got to treat it like it's a current.
Do you know most people don't realize that currency and current, like they don't realize that they don't tie those two things together?
They go together. It's supposed to flow, not you trying to build a dam.
Right. Money comes
and hold. You mess around, stress yourself out. I mean, anything, you can't clock what's going to happen in life. Something happened that zaps all your cash all of a sudden. Now what you gonna do?
That's a good
go
piece
back
of
into
advice
a
to people.
Panic mode. You know what I'm saying? So you just have to develop systems that keep it flowing, not damming or welling up areas
out
where it can't.
Right.
Out of fear. Exactly, because you actually are stopping the flow. You're stopping the currency.
That's good.
You get what I'm saying?
That's real good advice.
That's good.
Yeah.
Love that.
One other thing that a guy said, he said to me, he said, man, no, man, we don't live the same kind of life. I was like, hey, dude, because you traveling. I'm like, I could be wrong, but I thought I kind of made more money than you do. You don't never know anybody's pocket, but I felt at the time I had my little office. I was doing, pretty good. Now I'm, had some nice clients. This is when I was living in Detroit. I thought I had some things cracking. Mm-hmm. This dude was like, well, you keep trying to keep money and you don't enjoy life. Me, I like living beyond my means. I said, what? I was like, that is the stupidest freaking thing.
It goes against everything you've been taught.
It goes against everything I had put in my head. Why would you live outside the realm of what you could afford? That's the dumbest thing. He's like, dude, I work. He said, you ever heard people say that I'm broke? I'm like, yeah. He said, they don't know what they're saying. They're actually saying that they're broken. They don't function. They can't work. I work. I'm constantly going to have money coming through. So I go enjoy life. I spend it. I'm getting the money so that I can go enjoy life. So yeah, I went to France last week. Next week I'm going to such and such. Yes, I stayed at the such and such hotel over here that's spinning around on top of this building. Yes, I went over here and I went mountain climbing. I'm enjoying life. I'm like, oh, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, I mean, because obviously, we're not condoning that, but that's a
I'm not saying.
Yeah, that's a very interesting.
What I'm condoning is not using that mindset recklessly like a child. Right. I'm not talking about a child. His bills are paid.
Okay. Yeah.
His stuff is taken care of, but he doesn't live to pay a bill.
Right.
He lives to enjoy life.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
Paying the stuff he got to take care of. That's side notes.
There's the nugget. Yeah,
that's side. He like, you're supposed to do that. That's easy. Like, why are you making a life challenge out of something that's as easy as going to the bathroom? How much is the bit? He gave me a nice little class.
He learned currency.
He learned currency. He's like, how much do you put on your bills a week? I'm like, a week? He's like, you don't pay your bills like on a week? That whole currency thing. You don't pay your bills every week? Every time you get money, do you put it in? It's like, you can go you can go put $5, $3, whatever on your bill. If you got it, put it on the bill. My bills, I ain't never had no electric bill that's $300 something. He's like, that's crazy to me. Why would I have a $300 electric bill? What am I doing with the electricity? A lot of times I'm not even there. I'm out enjoying life. Turn that stuff off. And I pay on it on a regular. Like his whole system was, that's why he's like, man, no, we not in the same.
Right. But it
we're
goes
not
along,
in the same league.
It goes along what we try to give in true guidance, and that's be a sponge. Soak up all the information that you get from everybody and squeeze out what you don't need, because we believe you can learn from everybody, even if it's what not to do. But you always absorb that information and knowledge.
Who doesn't want to travel?
Right. Exactly.
Who don't want to eat some of the best foods?
Exactly.
Who don't want to go to some of the finest restaurants?
I want to mountain climb.
Who don't want to work? Who don't want to mountain climb?
Right.
Like, I want to mountain climb.
All these things you see. I know so many people with money because of fear, though.
They won't do it.
They won't do nothing. And go do what? Do you know? I gotta keep my nest egg together. I gotta keep it. Is it you giving it to? I'm thinking they finna give it to somebody.
Right.
No, they're talking about for them. Like, well, you do know you're not gonna be here forever, right? Like you do know that.
Right.
Same thing with credit. Mm-hmm. Gotta say this about my grandma. We can move on. I love my grandmother to death, not death, death. She is all that in a bag of chips. Super dedicated Christian. Anybody ever try to tell me she's not going to war? That woman is on it. But one of her greatest joys in life, not any of her children, it's her credit score. She 90-some years old, and she was just being with. But you know what? My credit score, and it's about the highest you can get.
At 850.
And she 90-some years old, and she's like, Anthony, but one of the greatest things I can accomplish, my credit score.
But that's a very powerful statement from your grandmother, though, on several different levels.
You have no idea.
Several different levels.
Because she's extremely disconnected from all of her children and the grandchildren.
Wow.
Extremely disconnected. I mean, extreme to where we all know we not as important as our credit score. She's 90-something. My grandma don't need a credit score. Hold on, she don't even have to pay for that. What you need?
But did she struggle before? So that's
hold
an
on.
important
She
piece.
comes out of an era where she was in the WAC, the Women's Army Corps. Y'all ever heard of the Women's Army Corps?
I did.
During the World War, back in the day, they had a women's uniform,
did.
all of that type of stuff. She was in that, so she go back.
So that's why that credit score is so important to her.
She goes back to when she had to take care of everybody in her family. I mean, everybody,
But
daddy,
it's a powerful
everybody.
statement for her. It really is.
So she gets to this, but on the other side of that, what does it profit you to gain that? And your children are like, so I'm saying some of our fears. I'm not saying that she's a bad person, like I just said. Oh, that's my grandma. I don't play. Hold on. Don't even get to. But because of our fears, she can't even pass that score to us.
No.
Now, maybe she would have put somebody on. She's not leaving to go do none of that.
Exactly, she can't even enjoy it with you.
So it's like such a vital loss because of the way we perceive things. I'm not saying don't have a good credit score. Don't you be dumb out here. You better have you some credit. Trust you me,
Disclaimer.
you better have some damn credit if you're trying to do anything out here. But when it becomes your obsession,
right,
to the negation of others, because you fear how you might look because of a credit score, because of the car you're driving or not driving, because of the house you have or don't have, that fear of that will kill you.
And those are materialistic things that are only temporary.
But it's money. It's
So
money.
Right.
So let's transition to the next love, relationships, marriage. How can fear?
Oh, I can easily say I
impact?
can talk on that so quick, and we might have to get some more time. I'm gonna hit Kevin right now, so if I get 30 more minutes.
I might need some more coffee.
I definitely can talk on that one real quick. I'm gonna start with myself. Me.
We got just a few more things, a couple more topics. Want to get through love, want to get through happiness, want to get through.
Well, I got
faith,
30 minutes.
quotes.
I got to rock, so I ain't gonna be that long.
Okay.
Hold on, please.
So I'm gonna.
But
So let's transition. So let's go to.
let's do the love thing. Yeah, with me, starting with me.
How love, relationships,
I don't want to be.
How can fear impact?
I don't ever want to be in a situation. I am afraid of fear, of being in or giving so much to someone and then they all of a sudden leave. Putting myself out there like, hey, everybody, this is my person.
Right.
This person has my heart. This is it. They all in a bag of damn chips, and a day later we break up. Because I believe at that point I look stupid as hell. My judgment is off. I don't know how to pick a person.
Well, mine's been off for 10 years when I was married before.
That can be a big issue. So now, hey, if somebody hints, well, can we put a relationship status on Facebook? Hell no.
Right. Out of fear.
Why would I
you don't
do
wanna
that?
Do that. Right.
You might be gone tomorrow. No, I'm not making myself look stupid like that because I think highly of my intelligence. God dang it. I'm a smart man.
You remind me of the Saturday Night Live.
So you're saying that's fear that would make somebody act like that, and that's a negative
For
thing.
our listeners,
Right.
since we don't have this on the video, anyone who watches Saturday Night Live and the gentleman who we can't figure out if he's a male or female stands in front of the mirror and talks about how smart and intelligent he is, Anthony just did that.
I'm a smart man.
He was giving himself affirmations.
That's good, though.
What I'm saying is
that's
that
good. That fear keeps you from
I
loving
can
fully. Keeps you from loving.
You protecting yourself.
You're protecting
If you didn't been for a woman that's been cheated on in every relationship she's been in, she's coming fearful to the relationship because you're getting ready to leave. So why should she open herself up to you? And you have a real productive, equal relation like love. You can't because the person's holding back. They don't trust you.
I like that. Anything
Or
like that?
you can do the opposite side of that and be with someone that is not good for you out of fear.
You don't want to be alone.
Don't want to be alone. Don't want to be looked at as a failure. Don't want to be a statistic.
My ex-wife.
My ex-husband.
13 years, this person with me. And they didn't really want to be with me.
I was with,
I wish she'd have told me that year one.
Right.
But you know what she said? Eventually, I'm going to get right back to you. She said, I knew you was going to be a good dude. I knew you were going to take care of our children. I knew you were going to be, and you weren't going to, like, embarrass me. You were going to actually be a good dude. And I couldn't risk that. I couldn't risk losing that for happiness.
What if?
Damn.
The what ifs.
Wow. Well, thank you for being honest after 13 years, but I'm out.
Right.
My bad.
No.
What were you gonna say?
It's true. It's true. And I stayed with my ex-husband for 10 years because out of fear of what people would say about me, out of fear of being alone, out of fear of not being able to survive on my own, out of fear of again being a statistic.
And look at Amy Rivera now.
I'm more productive now than I have ever been in my life
That's dope.
because I'm not married out of fear.
That's what's up.
You know when you
Hold on a minute. Who are you married to again?
some model actor.
Oh, the superstar.
This
The guy.
Puerto
The guy.
Rican
Oh,
in
the
St.
Puerto Rican
Louis.
superstar.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah.
Suave.
Suave.
What's up?
Say something in
He
Spanish.
sounds like a cool guy. He's a lucky man. Wow. Whoever that guy is.
He's like, what?
His face.
I like to hang out with him.
Yeah, what's that guy?
Sounds a
at?
lot like
Amy
me.
Rivera's husband.
It's
Wow.
real like shocked. He's like, who's guys talking about?
Who's a
Wow.
funny guy?
Funny because
Yes, that is my wife.
he's got some interesting views on fear of love. He's had some interesting relationships out of fear.
Yeah, and it's been a little bit of both that I've experienced with you guys. You know, like you say, staying with somebody out of fear, being alone, not being able to, you know, deal with what if I can't find somebody else, or vice versa. You know, not treating somebody right or loving somebody fully because of, you know, guarding your heart too much and not loving fully. So yeah, those are absolutely how fear can impact love. Let's go to the next one. Happiness or fulfillment. How can fear impact your happiness or fulfillment in life?
Well, Anthony just described his, you know, in his grandmother's story about her credit score. She's missing out on happiness and fulfillment with her children and grandchildren.
Keeps you from living.
Man, in
Keeps
a
you from living life.
big way.
Yeah.
I same way. Things that I like to use me to start off with. You know what I'm saying?
Hey.
Certain things I've had fears of, even with the relationship thing. I know or I believe that a particular person can make me happy. I know how I feel when I'm around them. Mm-hmm. But because of the unknowns, I'll mess it up. Mm-hmm. And then I'll end up saying afterwards, dude, what are you doing? You know you're messing up. Okay, you know we're about to mess it up right now. Please don't say that.
Keep
I
your
know you're
mouth
about
shut.
to. Like, shut up. Just shut up. Don't say nothing. What are you doing? No, I got to.
It comes out. Ooh.
Boom. Then I'm going, what the hell did I just do that for? We already know. You're afraid. You weak. You scared. You don't want to allow this person the space to make you feel. What is it when you're open to attack? When you're open, you're vulnerable. Mm-hmm. You don't want to seem vulnerable.
There's
you
so
miss
much
out on life.
There's so much power and strength and vulnerability that these people don't know.
Man,
about.
that needs to. Okay,
That's a
another
whole
subject.
topic.
That's
That's
a
a whole
whole
other
topic.
topic. We gonna go there.
Yeah, we are.
Lead it.
Even
But-
when you drop your skirt.
Yeah.
Every time I hear that, I already get the cons. I already know all of that. But in my head, I'm like, kills me with that. Jim be excited. Yeah, she's gonna do drop your skirt. It's like, what? You know what people are thinking? They going, what the?
Yep.
Can we not skirt drop? Yeah,
we not skirt
I thought we was out there.
Right.
No.
Right.
That's funny.
They thinking twerking.
But yeah, fear, you know, with happiness and fulfillment, it absolutely can hinder it, crush it, and just not allow you to live your full life and really find that true purpose, happiness, fulfillment in life because you're too fearful of, well, you know, I got to keep this job, you know, because I don't know if I'm going to really be able to make it doing what it is I really want to do that makes my, you know, makes you in your heart happy. You know, I have to stay with this person because I don't know, you know, what's out there in the dating game nowadays. I don't want to go that route, or, you know, whatever it is. But, you know, ultimately happiness and fulfillment is, you can't have it if you are governed by fear. So next topic is faith. What does the Bible say about fear? And we don't go super deep into the topic, but I've got 5 scriptures here.
That's a lot of scriptures.
Just some scriptures. We're not gonna dive into them. I'm just gonna tell them to people so that way they can research them if they want to. But 5 scriptures: Deuteronomy 31:8, Romans 8:28, Isaiah 43:1, 1 John 4:18, and Psalms 18:2. If you're taking notes or you want to research those, Deuteronomy 31:8 says, "He will never leave you nor forsake you. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged." Romans 8:28. And we all know that in all things God works for the good of those who love him and who have been called according to his purpose. Isaiah 43:1. Don't fear, for I have redeemed you. I have called you by name. You are mine. 1 John 4:18, perfect love casts out all fear. In Psalms 18:2, the Lord is my rock, my fortress, and my deliverer. So, if you guys want to check into those.
That's a whole lot there, man, because you had so many different things spinning in my head. There needs to be a topic at one point in time. We definitely go more into that perfect love casts out fear. That needs to be discussed. Because what do you mean by love at that point in time? And what do we mean by perfect love? That could cast out fear. Like, that's a whole sheesh. And I want to have that discussion.
That's great. Yeah,
I definitely do. Another disclaimer, I love discussing religion, the Bible, the Quran, Medu Netter, whatever it is you're into, the Torah. We can do it all. Let's get it. But
yeah, we'll definitely dig into that. I just like to do, a quick minute in the Word and just, drop some scriptures on the particular topic that we're talking about, so people can research that,
I'm with that
and go into that. We will have some more, maybe deeper religious shows, but, this one is just a part of it. So the last thing I want to do before we wrap up is just look at some quotes from some famous people about fear. And Jen Sincero says, the key to growth is acknowledging your fear of the unknown and jumping in anyway. We have Taylor Swift. Red is such an interesting color to correlate with emotion because it's on both ends of the spectrum. On one end, you have happiness, falling in love, infatuation with someone, passion, all that. On the other end, you've got obsession, jealousy, danger, fear, anger, and frustration. And let's look. The Dalai Lama. Too much self-centered attitude, you see, brings, isolation. Result, loneliness, fear, anger. The extreme self-centered attitude is the source of suffering.
I got one.
I got Ariana Grande and Kobe Bryant here. Love is a really scary thing, and you never know what is going to happen. It's one of the most beautiful things in life, but it's one of the most terrifying. It's worth the fear because you have more knowledge, experience, you learn from people, and you have memories. That's Ariana Grande. And Kobe Bryant, lastly, I have self-doubt. I have insecurity. I have fear of failure. I have nights when I show up at the arena and I'm like, my back hurts. My feet hurts. My knees hurt. I don't have it. I just want to chill. We all have self-doubt. You don't deny it, but you also don't capitulate to it. You embrace it. So
what's Anthony's quote?
Anthony's quote on fear.
No, it's not Anthony's quote. It's just I have one from someone.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
And that's Minister Farrakhan. And he says, when you feel fear, there's 2 things you should do. A is assess it. What is this thing that I'm fearing? Why? Oh, dang, I'm feeling this? What is this about? What is this in front of me? Why do I feel? What challenge is in front of me that I would need to have this feeling over? Am I afraid? Or am I afraid because I think I've done something wrong in regards, like somebody's coming to get you, or somebody's coming to, you did this, and the police are coming to get you, or something? Did I do something wrong? Because if I didn't do anything wrong, if I didn't commit a crime, if I didn't create a situation where I'm wrong, then why am I afraid? What is this thing? Get real clear in your mind. Then the second thing is you summon the strength of your entire being to meet and overcome that challenge. Summon the strength of your entire being. You call on everything you can to crush it.
And that's why I'm always exhausted afterwards.
One of my favorite quotes is from Will Smith. I heard Will Smith say one time, some of the greatest things in life lay on the other side of fear. He was talking about his skydiving experience. But as you guys know, we exhibit realology on this show, the study of keeping it real. Yeah. So we're going to go ahead and wrap it up, y'all. It was a pleasure speaking with you guys. We love you guys. Remember, knowledge is information. Understanding is comprehension of such information. Wisdom is applied knowledge. So don't be an educated fool like a doctor who smokes cigarettes. So seek knowledge, seek understanding, seek wisdom, and always side with the truth. Love you guys.